everyone, and welcome back to Aaron Gaming. This is Terry here, and I am bringing you the deck tech for the deck I played down in our Missoula Pokemon League Cup. I was the first place winner for the Masters Division. I played something that a lot of people are complaining about online. I realize that this deck has a love-hate relationship with a lot of people who play the game, but we're going to go ahead and do a deck tech of it. I made my own version of this. Some of you may not agree with what I'm doing, and I would love to see your opinions down below. But we'll go ahead and get started with the Pokemon base. Down in Missoula, I played Lucario, Garchomp. So here we go. So for our first start off, we played 4 Riolu. Because we're actually playing a huge line of Pokemon here. 2 full lines. We played 3 of the baby Lucario from Ultra Prism for the precognitive aura. So while you're playing with Garchomp, when you get Garchomp out, this allows you to go to your deck, grab a card that you like. If you have 2 of them on the bench, then you get to go and grab 2. And it's absolutely annoying for a lot of people because it's just too good and they have no idea what you pulled either because you don't have to reveal it. We also teched in 1 Lucario GX. If you're getting beat up and somebody's going a lot faster than you, because this is supposed to be a very explosive deck list, you can go ahead and tech into Lucario GX and go ahead and attack for 120 right when you evolve them. And then you team that up with the Diancie and all that, which we'll get to, and your damage output is absolutely insane versus even Buzzwole. This outdoes Buzzwole when it evolves for the first part of that turn. Then we're going to go ahead and we do 4 Gibble, 4 Gabite, and 4 Fighting type Garchomp. Now I see a lot of people teching 1 Dragon type Garchomp, or they do all Dragon type Garchomp, or 3 Dragon type Garchomp and 1 Fighting. I feel with the meta the way it is, the Fighting Garchomp is the way to go. Yes, he's weak to grass, but there's not a lot of relevant grass decks besides probably Vikabulu, which we don't see a lot down here in Montana. And I do understand that it is a prominent deck, but down here where we play, it's not in our scene, so I get away with this. We did run into a Beedrill deck. I was really happy that I didn't have to play against Beedrill down there because she probably would have beat me, and I would have felt really sad about it. So yeah. Garchomp, of course, can do Quick Dive for 50 damage to the bench. Royal Blades with a Cynthia, and you team that up with a Precognitive Aura, and it's shenanigans. You pretty much are always hitting for 200 in this deck. And then, of course, the Gibble and the Gabite have Ascension, so you can get to Garchomp really, really fast. I feel like my favorite startup for my starter Pokemon has to be Gibble, so I can do Ascension if I'm going second. Now, if I'm going first, my favorite startup is Riolu as my starter, so I can go straight into that Lucario GX and just start punishing people. We, of course, tech in the 1 Diancie Prism Star. This is a must in almost every single fighting deck because Regirock, you can do that, but you're giving up 2 prize cards for every time they pull Regirock out and KO it. This is 1 prize card. The entire idea behind this deck, besides the Lucario GX, that is the only GX in this deck. I'm giving up 1 prize cards every time, and that's really rough when you're trying to grab 6 prize cards. So you have to get 6 knockouts unless I play Lucario GX. And yeah, it's a really tough time. And you'll notice that there is no Tapu Lele in this deck at all. You don't need it. A lot of people say Tekken 1. That's another 2 prize card on the bench, and I'd rather not, especially with Precognitive Aura. If I can get to that, now yes, I do understand sometimes I get stuck and it's going to brick, and I get that. But so far I've had really good luck, and it's been very consistent to where I can just go and grab the supporter I need with Precognitive Aura. And then, of course, the 1 of Oranguru, so I can deplenish my hand and, do Instruct for 1, 2, or 3 cards to see what I get. But that's the Pokemon base. So I'm only got 1 2 prize card Pokemon in this deck. Next, we're going to go on to our trainers. We're going to start with our items first. So we're going to go with, of course, a staple in every Pokemon deck is 4 Ultra Balls. If you're not playing 4 Ultra Balls, well, you shouldn't be playing a deck because it goes in everything. After that, we have 2 Palpad. So when we go through our Cynthias and we've already played all 4 and we're late game and we need to grab those, get it in that final attack, we can Precognitive Aura to a Palpad, put 2 Cynthias back in the deck, and hopefully we have a second Lucario with Precognitive Aura on the bench, and we grab a Cynthia. And we go ahead and swing for that 230. We have 2 Float Stones. These are in the deck for the Lucario GX and the Diancie if it winds up out on the active, or the Lucario's out on active and I'm already done. I can retreat, and that's really nice. Yes, I do understand that it's field blowerable, so that's a thing. We have 3 choice bands because we want to hit as hard as we can. This lets us, with Lucario and the energies we have, and Diancie on the bench will let him hit 190, which is a very solid number to hit on a lot of the normal basic type GXs right now. This also allows, with Garchomp, if you just choice band and Cynthia, you're knocking out everything with 230. And if you have Diancie on the bench, you're knocking out everything that has 250 HP. So very, very, very strong in this deck. We tech in a 1 of Professor's Letter because you never know when you're not going to hit energy. This is really nice if you need a couple of energies in hand and you don't want to waste Precognitive Aura to go find, your fighting energy that you need. This will let you go and do it. We have a tech 1 of Field Blower. Again, that ability, Precognitive Aura, that's the reason I can run a lot of 1-ofs, is because I can just go and grab it when I need it. So this will allow me to get rid of, let's say, a Fighting Fury Belt to get a knockout without actually having to attack, or getting rid of a stadium that has my bench locked. We have 1 Rescue Stretcher. I've had to use this once or twice. I've never really used it to grab a Garchomp. I have used it, though, to... Somebody's knocked out Lucario GX, and I know that I have them on the ropes, and the response is to go ahead and Rescue Stretcher the Lucario GX back into my hand and re-evolve him on another Lucario, and do the same thing all over again with the Aura Strike for 120 up to 190. We run, and I don't know why, but I put a switch in every single deck because it's just a really funny card to go and grab when your opponent's like, you're out of Float Stones. But I have a switch. We run, for stadiums, 2 of Brooklet Hill. This is really nice because it allows us to grab our Diancie for free, or a free Gibble, or a free Riolu. The only card that I cannot grab in this deck with this is the Oranguru. But that's the only stadium we run. Of course, we run 4 of Cynthia for our supporters because that's what fuels our Garchomp to do as much damage as he possibly can. We do 3 Professor Sycamore because draw 7 is great. This is going to rotate soon, I realize, and Cynthia is going to be our fallback. But this is a really cool card to do if you don't have a Cynthia or you don't have a Garchomp up and you need some more draw. You can go straight to Professor Sycamore and get 7 cards instead of 6. And our final supporter is 2 of Bridget. Now, normally this is my late game play. Or not my late game play. I apologize. This is my early game play. Hopefully I have this supporter in my hand in the very first turn because she's what I play because I don't have a Garchomp. I don't have a reason to play Cynthia yet. I go ahead and fill my bench. This will probably be replaced with Pokemon Fan Club when rotation happens. So now we're on to our energy pool. We're running 4 strong energies, which is super amazing in any fighting deck. This is the reason why I don't run Garchomp Dragon type, because these cannot attach to Garchomp Dragon type, but they can to the fighting. And it just pushes him even further. I can actually, with a Cynthia, Choice Band, Garchomp, and a strong energy on him, I can knock out a Gyarados with a Muscle Band on it in 1 hit, which is the highest HP in the game. Oh, is it bodybuilding dumbbells? Thank you, camera guy.
No problem.
So We also run 4 double colorless energies. This goes on to both Pokemon. It's mostly for Garchomp because Royal Blades is a 1 fighting 2 colorless, so this lets you get it really fast. You can also, if you get Lucario out, Lucario GX, and you have no energies on him, and he gets hit for 150 damage, you can Precognitive Aura, hopefully, or have one of these in hand, attach it, and do his GX move for 2 colorless Cantankerous Beatdown. It is by far probably one of the grossest GX moves I've ever seen, because every time, for every point of damage that is, for every 10 that is on Lucario, you deal 30 back. And it's, I hit a Gumshoes for 1,200 damage at the League Cup, and the guy was like, you know what, I'm just gonna scoop. And then of course 4 stock fighting energies, because you don't always need strong energy to get the job done. You can do it with a normal fighting energy. So yeah, that's pretty much the deck list. And I will also write the description below. I'll give you the entire deck list in written format as well in the description. Some bad type matchups. I struggle a lot against Buzzwole because he is a lot faster. I don't like to allow Buzzwole players to go second because they normally knock out the Pokemon that I have up front the second they attack. The only other matchup that I struggle against is probably any control-y deck like Durant or Noivern. If I can't have energies and I can't play anything, I just can't play because I don't run Tapu Lele, so I can't find supporters. I mostly rely on my items. So yeah, this is my version of the build. I would love to hear your comments below on what you think would work better, or if you think that this deck is garbage and I should quit Pokemon altogether. But yeah, thank you guys so much for stopping in. Again, this was Terry with Errant Gaming, and we definitely appreciate it. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you guys in the next video. Thanks again.